Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the SempreMilan bonus podcast on Substack. The 2024-25 season is finally in the books. We're going to be doing what we do each year and look back at our predictions that we made before a ball was kicked and see just how wrong we got everything. Doing a little double hands emoji, lads, because it's Friday. The weekend's nearly here.
As he says.
Friday. But yeah, it's been a busy week. There's been a lot of shit going on, man. We've moved quickly from looking like we weren't going to have a director or a head coach going into June. We've got both tied up before the end of May, so that's good news, isn't it?
And they're both mainstays in Serie A, so we look like just a normal team again, not trying to reinvent the wheel, as I've been told. And we're good.
Sometimes you've got to invent the wheel, before you can reinvent.
Sometimes you need some fucking wheels,
Speaking of wheels, third wheel. Hello, Isaac. How's it going?
It's going well. Given the topic, I felt like I needed to be on this. I'm sure I made some bad calls ahead of the season, and I was counting on you guys having some fun with those predictions, so I felt I needed to be on to defend myself.
Defend,
pretty much.
Yeah.
We absolutely would, but unfortunately, I think you and I are aligned on a lot of these. So
yeah,
it's just going to be
I've forgotten a lot of what I said. Now, the caveat that we always say before we do them is that it's before the first game of the season. So there's transfer business and stuff that happens between when we make our predictions and usually like after the second game of the season, isn't it, when the window shuts? And
we don't do a mid-season either. So
no,
come January when most sites update theirs to look a bit more accurate, we're still not.
Would have been wrong anyway.
Still way off
transfer market and everything.
We keep asking, we'll ask in the Discord and stuff if people would rather we do them after the window shuts, but then there's been a couple of games, or if they would rather us do them, before a single game has happened. And they all say, or they mostly say, do it, before the season actually starts. And I like that because there's a bit of unpredictability. You've almost got to try and foresee some deals that might go through and if they're going to make a big difference. It led us to what we're about to dive into here. I'm going to start sharing my screen and we will look through section by section what we got right and what we got wrong. There were, if I can count this quickly, 12 of us that got involved? Obviously us three, then there's Madison, Stefano, Lorenzo, Ahmed, Max, Ivan, Rohit, Nikita, and Ewan. So there's a lot of us to go through here. I think we're obviously going to focus a little bit more on what us three said, but we can call out some howlers as we see them. Just for full disclosure, this was published on the 15th of August. Scudetto winner. Boys.
Bad start.
You fancied us. For those who are listening, not watching, AJ and Isaac picked Milan to win the title with Fonseca in charge. I also got it wrong. I went with Inter, citing an unchanged core and stuff like that. Boys, you were just the 8 places out there.
I mean, hey, I'd rather be wrong picking us than wrong picking them. But yeah, to say Fonseca has aura was fucking crazy. I don't know what I was thinking. I was, when this was August 15th.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we were like 2 games into that preseason tour at the time. And we'd crushed Madrid and I think Man City at the time.
We played all 3 in America. So
then we'd also beat Barcelona, which a game I was at, and I had just met the whole team and all them. So I was like, this is it. This is the year we got it. Like, these guys are great. And at the time, the players seemed to be in high spirits. I'll give you that. But it didn't last long. So
no. I mean, we looked quite good in that preseason as well, with a lot of stars missing.
Yeah, it was great.
So I think my thinking at least was that when Leao and Theo would return, it would look better.
Yes,
but of course they didn't turn up, so that played a huge part, I think.
Yeah, it did, 100%. The 2 main men were off it for large parts of the season. We know how it went. Fonseca lasted well, not even until the new year. He was sacked on December 30th. Sergio Conceição comes in. So even people who might have predicted Fonseca to see out the season were just wrong, regardless of where we finished.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us saw it going as bad as quickly as it did. But I still maintain my lukewarm take that we'd probably have been in a better position if we'd stuck with Fonseca until the end of the season. Not that there was tons of positive evidence to go on, but, you know, we had some highs in that time, such as beating Inter and deserving it and beating Real Madrid. But yeah, we were way off it. And nobody picked Napoli. I think that's important to point out.
No one picked anyone else. It was all Inter and Milan, which...
Yeah.
Like, Inter's not a bad shout here. Like, it's very close.
Yeah, I mean,
you could almost say it's right.
It was what was it 1 point or 2 points?
Yeah,
So I mean,
2 points. I mean, it's almost one of those where I didn't see Inter going this far in the Champions League, you know, all the way to the final. And if they had have been knocked out at, say, the quarterfinals, I think that they wouldn't have had to manage their end of season as much as they did, and so they would have probably ended up winning it. But all excuses in it. None of us got it right. We move on to the top 7 in order. This is a bit easier to view all at once. Okay. I went with us second. Fuck. Not good. Not good.
I mean, no one had us below second, so there's that. No, Maxi does. He had us third. Interesting. Yeah, he's weird. But so what did it actually end? Let me just pull it up here so that I have the table and we can compare and contrast.
Napoli, Inter, Atalanta, Juventus, Roma,
Fiorentina, Lazio, and then Milan. So we shouldn't be on the list at all. So everyone is way wrong. But for the most part, we got the right teams, right? Said Napoli 6th. Oh no! What was I thinking?
I did as well. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I had him 6th as well. And I had Lazio, and there's something coming up with this in the hot take thing, I think. Or maybe that was just in the hot takes episode that we did. I said Lazio would finish mid-table because I just did not like the business they'd done. I thought Baroni was a really underwhelming appointment. I had them like potentially 11th rather than in the top 7. And they made it in. They got in just about. Did they finish 7th? 6th?
Lazio finished 7th. I actually had 3 of these right, and 2 of them flip-flopped. So... not bad.
Yeah.
The main one was my first place, finished 8th. So,
did anyone get the top 4 bang on?
No one did because Napoli didn't.
No. Yeah. You would have to pick. Yeah, I mean, Rohit had Napoli in the top 4. The rest of us just didn't really back Napoli to rebound in quite the way that they did. We should have seen it coming. Conte 1 game a week, but no.
Yeah. I think it made sense in a way. Like they were a wild card for sure.
Well, at the time of this, they were still trying to ship off Osimhen somewhere, and I don't think they had signed a striker yet. I think they waited till the end to get Lukaku, like right at the end.
Was this not around the time that Conte was already threatening to quit? So
probably.
I think one of the things that we hypothesized was Conte not even making it to the first game, or alternatively,
he almost quit after the first
Christmas. Game. Yeah, exactly. So we didn't see the stability being there more than anything for Napoli to go and do what they did. But hey, fair play. I'm glad they did it, given who they pipped to the title.
I mean, who would have guessed McTominay as well would have that season? I mean,
man,
it's so impressive.
Yeah, player of the season for a reason. He was quality. Here we're in the Champions League brackets new format and the Coppa Italia. I said
I don't understand it.
So I'm not sure. Yeah, I suppose you're probably closest here. I said we finished in the middle part, which we ended up doing, and then we'd win our playoff before going out in the last 16. I was wrong. Obviously, we lost the playoff to Feyenoord, but I guess got that bit right about us being in the middle. And I said we'd lose to Roma in the quarterfinals of the Cup. Was wrong.
Oh, we beat them in the quarters. I said we lose to Inter in the semi. We beat them in the semi. So
I got the semi as well. Round of 16. I mean, once again, that's like we should have been there. I mean, how do it's ridiculous that we didn't make it there. But
Super Cup. Wow. I mean, so Rohit said we'd win the Super Cup. None of us actually made a prediction on the Super Coppa because it was kind of an afterthought at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good for him.
I think nobody said that we'd Well, some people just said flat out where we'd exit the Champions League, but I don't think any of us were confident in us making the top 8, and we really had a chance to do it, and then we bottled it with the Dinamo result in the final round, and with that, we obviously would have jumped straight into the round of 16, and so I mean, there's that to consider, but these are not terrible shouts. Nobody said we were going to win the Champions League. Nobody said that we would even get to the semi-finals of the Champions League or anything like that. It was quarters at most, and then the cup's the cup. It's a bit of a lottery, but nobody picked us nobody picked us to win. Oh, Nikita said we'd win the cup. We fell short at the final hurdle. Straight on to the relegated teams. Empoli, Venezia, Parma. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Meatloaf said, didn't he?
Did Lecce go down officially or no?
No, they
stayed
just
up.
about made it up.
So I got all
Monza. It was Monza who stank the gaff out in the end, and
Yeah.
I think we will quickly find that none of us said Monza.
Yeah, I said the team that finished 10th, 12th, and 17th. So not looking good.
Ooh, nearly.
Cagliari as well were quite good under the circumstances, but
yeah, they ended up staying up with a game to go, didn't they? With a 3-0 win, I think, in their last home game, and then thankfully handed the title to Napoli. But I think a lot of us had Venezia. It was, it was always going to be tough for them on the return to Serie A. They also just didn't really recruit anybody of much note, which surprised me. But I wasn't surprised to see them get relegated. I'm really, really surprised nobody else, apart from, well, you go a bit further down here, Rohit, Nikita, and Ewan said Empoli to go down. Because if you look at Empoli, they were heading for relegation. They ended up, they didn't have quite as bad a season as Monza, but I just felt very, very strongly that they would get relegated.
I mean, they had Colombo. That's probably why I didn't pick them.
Yeah, anyone who was any
Milan delusion as well.
And they just replaced them with crap. I mean, Vazquez had a really good first half of the season and then ended up getting benched. And Colombo had a little purple patch, I think, but then nothing from him. It just isn't a great side, a great squad. And before, whenever they've sold someone big, they've done the player turnover thing quite well to stay in the league for as long as they have. But this time, it's like they made no effort at all. And I'm not surprised they went down. And Parma ended up staying up fairly comfortably, so I got that one wrong.
Difficult though. I mean, this is that's what I think is so fun with Serie A, the relegation battle. I mean, it's always,
I really like the relegation battle.
It's not like the Premier League. So there's that.
AJ, you still got the table up there?
I just changed it, but I can pull it back up. What do you need?
I was just going to try and guess, because I don't know the answer to this, where Verona actually finished. Because loads of people said Verona. I'd say they finished 15th.
Really close. 14th. 1 point above.
Right, okay. How many points?
1.
Off the bottom 3, sorry.
Off the bottom 3, they were 6 points up. Yeah.
Okay, right. So they did it fairly comfortably as well. I don't know what it was with Verona. I think I think it's the chaos that always seems to surround Verona. But I mean they stayed up. Fair play to them. AJ, you said Como.
Yeah, I really thought they were going to just go straight down. To be honest, I thought I didn't think they were going to make the investments they did, and good on them. They made big moves actually. So
mid-season as well. They were struggling a bit at the start, but then the signings they made in January really boosted them.
And felt like, when all those kind of like hipster popular teams come up, they tend to go straight back down. And I just assumed they would follow the trend, but they didn't. And good for them. I mean, it's a great away day. So
I need to take that off, to be honest. I've been to the stadium, but obviously it wasn't a game. Inter could have matched what we did, because we in the 90s, was it 90? Won the league in Como. But it didn't quite have the same. It was like 95% Milan fans for that game, and it was as if Inter just did not care about that last game of the season. I think they knew Napoli would take care of business, and it wasn't the same occasion, was it, in the end? But a bit gutted Venezia have gone, because I think they'll bounce back again, probably, because it seems to be what they're doing at the moment, but I do want to tick that ground off as well. To get there on a boat is sick, and anything like that, I love a bit of novelty. Capocannoniere winner. Okie doke. Well, this was a 0 out of.
Yeah, no one saw
Oh,
Ortegi coming.
Yeah. A lot of shouts for Lautaro